Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to another The Anime Talk, where today we talk about sports like football and basketball and baseball. Oh, sports! No, I'm not gonna talk about sports. Well, okay, I am gonna be talking about sports, but I'm gonna be talking about sports in anime, not real life sports. And well, okay, they're real life sports in the anime, but not okay. You know what? Let's start this again. Hey everyone, welcome to the Anime Talk, the show where I talk about random crap and discussions that revolve around anime. Today we're going to be talking about sports and anime and what my feelings are toward them and maybe what some of you can agree or disagree with me. Now, sports anime to me has always been kind of stupid. Now, me personally, I said in one of my live streams that I was in, where I said one of my least favorite genres of anime is sports anime, only because it's almost too unrealistic. Don't get me wrong. As someone who I played baseball when I was a little kid, so I mean, I wasn't really super into sports when I was younger. I did take martial arts, so I know the concepts of martial arts and what can be real and unrealistic in terms of anime. I took that for several years. What's funny about this though is that sports and anime and the stuff that I've seen is always just too unrealistic. You don't have in real life someone throwing a basketball and it's like flying through the air at super Mach speed with fire blazing out of the back of it, slamming into the thing. I mean, not I know some of you could be like, well, that's not all sports anime. I know that's not all sports anime, but to me that's what I see in a lot of sports anime. I see that kind of blatant disregard for anything realistic in terms of how people actually play sports. Now, Slam Dunk was known for that. Like, Slam Dunk had some of the cheesiest scenes, I think, when it came to, like, just how they made three free throws. Well, I couldn't say that first. That was weird. Free throws, they made all these, like, slam dunks that were just too unrealistic. It was, like, stuff like, oh, come on. That would never happen in a real basketball game. Um, with, like, a series like Haji no Impo, that I give a little more leeway because I actually watched that Kenichi's the Strongest Disciple. I watched that. That was very unrealistic also, but it wasn't that bad. It was more so not trying to be super realistic. Stuff like that I give leeway to because I think those are shows that are entertaining and they know they're trying to be entertaining. They're not really trying to take sports and this franchise of, oh, we're going to make it super realistic. This is what happens in real life, basketball or baseball or football. No, it's not. Like, Eye Shield is another one. Eye Shield, I always thought that was like the dumbest football anime I've ever made. I think that was like one of the few ever made. If there's another one, I don't even know off the top of my head. But they always really dumb to me. Like, football is cool. Don't get me wrong. Football is one of my favorite sports to watch on TV because it's just you have guys beating against each other real hard with shoulder pads on and rushing towards one another, making strategic kind of tosses and throws and all that. That actually might have sounded very wrong for some reason. I don't know why that sounded so wrong, but it's gonna stay in this because it still is truth no matter what. But it's always real sports is fun to watch because real sports to me has more gravity than fake sports. Fake sports when you watch like ping pong the animation or Hayuki, which is the newest basketball anime, those to me are ridiculous. They're not really stuff you would see, and there's not like the sensation of actually watching a real sport. More so, you're watching a super like exaggerated version of that sport, and it's not fun to me. It's something that I think I lose the feel of it. I lose the sports feel. Like if you ever watched a basketball game or baseball game in real life, you feel like the emotions, you feel the struggles that the players are having, you feel the kind of tension everyone's having with hoping their team scores a next run or they score a touchdown. You get that. But you don't get that in anime. You don't feel the same stuff that you feel in the real life one. You know it's gonna always go a certain way. You also always know that it's gonna be something kind of outrageous that it's like, oh, we lost the game, but don't worry, guys, we're super cool. We're winning. Okay, people when they lose games, they do have still bragging rights. They still like go, hey, listen, it was a good game, but it's not done the same way in anime. It's just I think in general what I'm trying to get at, and don't I hope I'm not sounding too ranty, even though I am probably ranting when it comes to this. Sports anime just does not have the kind of same schematics that actual real life sports have. They try to do something that's like I think more so not trying to be per se realistic, but even in doing so, I don't think that even when the shows are real, like I mean, I can't think of this one series that I watched a long time ago that was actually pretty close to realistic in terms of the how the game was played. I think it was a baseball series. I watched a few episodes of that. I didn't get into it regardless, nonetheless, but I felt that that was closer to what real life baseball is like. It didn't really try to go too far and above what baseball is trying to be in real life. It was staying in the realm of, okay, we know we're animation, but we also know that we're trying to go off a sport that exists in the real world. But it doesn't capture it. No matter what, it doesn't have that same soul and feel of watching real people deal with struggle than watching an animated version of struggle. Like, if you go into like a drama anime might not be realistic in terms of romance or plot, or it might not be realistic in that sense. But what you feel is the characters and how they kind of are written. You feel how they're written. You feel that that's really just trying to be more novel-like than actual real life, if that makes any sense. Sports anime is more so trying to be a facade of a real life thing that exists, but try to be over exaggerated beyond more because they know people don't want to watch a kind of doofy version of basketball, or they don't want to watch something that's too realistic because then it's just like you're not gonna get that feeling anyways. Overall, it's not that I hate sports anime. I dislike it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say hate is close to the word of dislike, but it's not like I can't watch any. I've watched some in the past, and like Initial D is considered a sports anime because it's sports of racing cars and street races. Though that series was pretty good because it was actually fun and it was really entertaining to watch characters, and there really wasn't too much per se that was really crazy unrealistic. Because in honest truth, a lot of sports cars that are souped up and made to be drifting cars and street cars actually do some incredible weird things that you can't do with normal souped up cars. They're meant to be that way on purpose. Like, so when you have the characters that were driving down the Japanese mountain that's notorious in Initial D in the storyline for it, what was cool about that was you actually felt like, oh wow, they're taking that turn really close. Oh, they're cutting it close. What is that realistic? Oh, I can't tell. You get into it though. You feel the tension a little bit building. Sports anime doesn't do that for me. It doesn't have that tension build. It has just this fake placid feeling that you're like, it looks cool. Like a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, Hayuki and Slam Dunk, for example, they're very well animated. They really look good. The art styles are very good for them. And in general, they're not badly done animation wise. I think I said that once already, but they're not bad. They're not bad in terms of animation. It's just that they don't capture anything that is what sports is. Sports is fun to, especially if you played sports. Like, again, I didn't really play a lot of sports when I was a kid. Martial arts I took a lot of for a long time. Like I said, several years, and I did various things with that, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun to do. It was something that when you were like in a room full of people being tested for your next belt promotion, which was always kind of, you had the tension of being in front of a whole building full of people. Like, I used to be in front of like 60 people in a little building watching me, students and parents, for example, or when I got to older classes, it was just more so the older elders looking at me, watching me, how I was doing everything. There was tension there, there was something, you felt the kind of thrill that was making sure every movement was precise and every movement flowed naturally. In baseball, when I was younger, I still remember my time with baseball. It was only a year and a half of actual little league, but I still remember the fun of coming up to bat and kind of being afraid. Like, I used to be afraid of the ball when I was a kid, so baseball wasn't the best sport probably for me. But I enjoyed it. I had fun, trying to take swings and stuff, and barely sometimes do anything with it. But I had my moments of glory, and you kind of get thrilled with that. You feel it. It's emotion that you can't experience on an animation department. They can't do that, and I'm not saying that they have to, because that's not fair to say. Oh well, they have to do. No, they don't really have to. I think it's something impossible you can do. Like, even with romance stories, to a certain degree, you're always gonna have that disconnect of romance and real life romance. You're always gonna have that. Some people don't have that because they don't realize that, hey, this is fake. This is not real life romance. But if you actually understand how the real world works versus the animation world or anything that's books or light novels or whatever you want to read or manga, it's always going to be a disconnect. Real life and anime and manga, no matter what it is, it's going to be a disconnect. If you feel it, if you know it, it's a disconnect. Sports, though, I think has a greater sense, if that makes any sense, has a just more of a over exaggerated feel of not having any feel. If that makes, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to explain this really good, but it's like I said, I think before, and I think that's the best way I can end this video, is that you just don't get the same feeling as a real life sport. That's the bottom line. So when I watch sports anime, I get bored very fast. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. I don't even really enjoy it. But I know a lot of people that love sports anime and that they can't wait till another season comes out of Hayuki or free or stuff like that because they feel like it's riveting to watch. And hey, I'm not putting any of you guys down that watch that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But me personally, to me, and I don't know if you guys agree. That's why I want you guys to put in the comments if you disagree or agree with me. I think a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this one. I really do. But yeah, just put down in the comments if you agree or disagree with me. It really, I'm willing to hear what people have to say with this because I just want to know what everyone gets out of that, more so than what I consider is actually worthwhile watching. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this anime talk. Feel free again to leave discussion topics in the comments below. Feel free to check out the Otaku A Team, which is our channel. I'm gonna put the link in the description. It's our podcast. I do it with Habit, Memory, and Jester. They're really cool guys, so check out each one of their channels. I'm gonna put down all their channels in the description box also. Anyways, until we talk next time, guys, have a great weekend because this is coming out Friday probably. Have a great weekend and enjoy everything, guys and girls. And I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.